record to this computer. So welcome to Richard King. He's a really brilliant quasi finance director, and I'm going to enter speaker view, and then we'll be able to hear you, Richard. Okay, off you go.
Okay, thanks, Alan. Morning, everybody. Yes, I'm a part-time finance director. I'm part of a group called VFDNet, Virtual Finance Director Group. There are about 15 of us, all of whom have had 20 or 30-year careers to finance director levels, and are now decided to enter into a portfolio or a part-time career. We also have half a dozen virtual financial controllers at our disposal. So if we go into a company which needs somebody at that level slotting in, we've got some people we can call on. Our experience covers a wide range of industries. And generally, we've been working as the number one finance person in a company in small teams. So SME businesses, although quite a lot of us have had experience in global PLCs, so a lot of relationships to keep up with internally, but within the group, and externally with customers, banks, auditors, advisors, and we all have experience of what owners want. So and so, in terms of our many companies that we've had to establish a decent finance function, this is what we go into our clients to do. Clients will be wanting to do the sort of things that we've done all our lives, which is acquisitions, disposals, maybe to sell the business, borrowing money, or growing the business. And so the heart of all that is a decent finance function. So you get the company that grows fast and finds that the entrepreneur that starts it has a great idea and is able to run everything themselves. But they get to a point where it's out of control of one person, and they need a finance person to give them decent information every month at least. And without that, they're not going to be able to grow beyond a certain point. So we've done things like setting up employee equity schemes, so that the owner can sell in part to his own employees. And as a finance director, you got all sorts of odd jobs. So I had a job of dealing with the Environment Agency. We spilt a lot of oil into the ground at one company, and I had to deal with the Environment Agency and get a load of professors in to decide what's going to happen to this damned oil. But that was my job. I had to deal with that. Fortunately, that worked for me. I've also had to chair, in the early 90s, I had to, with the aerospace recession, we had to lay off 60 people out of 200. So that's an unpleasant, a difficult task, and it has to be done sensitively. And I got the lucky job of chairing that committee that decided who was to go. So a bit of early experience, getting my knees round doing that sort of thing. It's not a nice job to do, but it's at the end of it, we had one industrial tribunal came out of it, which we put a lot of effort into defending, and which we won. But you feel sorry for the person that was wound up thinking he could get something back. It's a one-way thing when somebody has to go. So that's me. So my last part-time job, I had to stand in the shoes of where a finance director had gone, and the company was just had nobody. So I was back in the seat again, working full-time for a short while, but eventually was able to recruit myself out of it, so that the new finance director is carrying on in that company.
Brilliant, Richard. That's wonderful. Okay, I'm going to stop recording. So.